Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pony&Wolf Productions video. My name is Visual Pony and today we are reading the story Night Night Sweetie Belle by Tranquil Serenity. Serenity, a name that I have recently read in Fall Equestria Heroes if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Hired Gun's daughter is called Serenity. So, as always, here's an amazing list of those amazing people who keep donating to our food fund. Yeah, food is actually something that's very, very important to us and yeah. As you can imagine, $80 is not a lot for 2 people and 2 cats. So yeah, if you can find it in your heart, there are links down in the description below to financially support us, but it would also help if you just shared this video, liked and subscribed, because that really helps us within the YouTube algorithm, and I really hate that I actually have to say this. But guys, let's be real here, I have to, because due to I look at the statistics and I see that over 70% of you guys are not actually subscribed. So, without further ado, let's get into the meat of the story. Rarity pulls the hairbrush gently through with her forehooves, the damp strands of her mane sleekly shining in the dimly lit room. Her hair was a veritable sea of lavender as the bristles of her maplewood brush proved itself an accomplished tamer of the chaotic purple waves. She sat on the side edge of her mattress, a contented smile gracing her lips as she mused silently. Her pleasant reverie accompanied by the sublime aroma of a lit scented candle. The air was reminiscent of the sweet smell of rose petals in a royal garden at twilight. The white unicorn emitted a quiet moan of pleasure. After a busy day of sewing and selling her magnificent fabric creations, there was nothing quite like pampering oneself after a warm bath, simply smoothing her loose violent curls whilst sunk slightly into the cotton wool softness that was her canopy bed. The final comb through accomplished, the fashionista set her brush upon the nightstand with a quiet plunk. Leaning in slightly towards the side table, she took in one last inhaled breath of the flowery fragrance before gently blowing and exhaled the breeze towards it, effectively extinguishing the lone, radiant flame. A dancing trail of smoky incense drifted up lazily from the brittle wick, its ash fading from the vibrant glow of a yellow blaze to a quiet cinder gray. With a stretch and yawn, Rarity lay down upon her back, easing into her cushy pillows and pulling the thick comforter over her silk-clad form. She had opted not to remove her elegant robe, its glossy light plum texture and cream-like feel too soothing against her coat to willingly discard. With sleepy, half-lidded sapphire eyes, she emitted about her horn a baby blue aura, a faint click sounding out as she easily flicked the light switch to the off position with her magic. The room was instantly enveloped in a quiet blue light, which streamed in tranquility through a lonely window. Yet, just as the bed's occupant was a mere moment from drifting off into a peaceful slumber, the subtle sound of a creaking door pierced the air, a ray of warm light falling across the lower half of the mattress. Rarity pried her eyes open just a touch, lifting her head sluggishly off the pillow to afford her a better view. Her vision focused upon a dimly lit figure through the crack in the door. A small white unicorn filly with curls of light lilac and pink stood with a nervous expression playing out on her features barely an inch past the doorway. Rarity sighed tiredly. "What is it, Sweetie Belle?" the elder sister asked, easing her head back into her cozy pillow. The young one hesitated for a moment, circling a hoof across the carpet in front of her. Her ears fell flat against her body, and she lowered her head slightly, averting her gaze.
"Rarity, I had a bad dream. Can I sleep with you?"
The mare's eyelashes flickered, a small smile curving her lips.
"Of course, sweetie,"
she yawned.
"Just as long as you're quiet."
The little foal grinned, slinking into the room and circumventing the bed with night-silent hoofsteps, a teddy bear tucked beneath an ivory leg. She pushed the bear onto the side opposite Rarity, groaning quietly as she commenced to pull herself up onto the mattress and beneath the covers, the effort ultimately paying off as she managed to swing herself atop the bed in a lump. Her little hoofs scrambled beneath the blanket for a bit, moving upwards till she put her head down against the pillow with a satisfied smile. She then adjusted the covers and briefly pulled away from the pillowcase to reach down to the foot of the bed, reclaiming her little stuffed bear from before. Satisfied that Mr. Snuggles was once again by her side, she eased into her place, and at last having found a comfortable position, Sweetie Belle yawned softly, her little eyelids fluttering ever so slightly whilst covering her soft green eyes.
"Thanks, sis,"
she murmured sleepily. Rarity smiled, emitting another quiet yawn herself.
Night, Sweetie Belle. Night,"
the little one replied sweetly. The two lay silently beside one another, the quiet cool blue hues contrasted by the warmer, brighter shade of the light from the hallway as it fell through the open door. The young filly still had difficulty sleeping with the lights off, and as the prism of the glow fell away from Rarity's face, she hardly minded it. The minutes ticked by, and it wasn't long before both sisters were slumbering soundly, the only noise remaining that of the almost inaudible breath of the unicorns as their chests gently rose and fell with sluggishly rhythmic motions. Hours passed as the ponies slept, the dark night sky sprinkled with twinkling stars gradually fading into a euphoria of vibrant scarlet orange and vibrant yellow hues. Birds stirred from their places upon distant tree branches, twittering as they awoke to the new day. Traces of the dawn in both sight and in sound slipped discreetly through the fashionista's bedroom, the elder sister being the first to open her eyes. Having pulled herself upright to sit on the bed, Rarity yawned and stretched, much like she had shortly before falling asleep in the first place. She smacked her lips and turned to look down at the little filly that continued to sleep soundly beside her. She regarded her younger sister with a smile through sleepy eyes before leaning down and kissing Sweetie Belle on the cheek. The foal stirred a little, but did not wake. Rarity cast aside her own half of the blanket and slid her lower hoofs off the bed, till they touched the carpet. She paused for a moment, inhaling and then releasing a deep breath before standing up. She looked back over her shoulder at the figure that remained beneath the covers, deciding that her little sister looked too peaceful to wake up as of yet. The day being one of leisure, Rarity carefully slid the curtains closed over the window, hiding the room from the morning light. She then continued on her way through the open door, leaving it wide just a little before proceeding in the direction of the kitchen. By the time Sweetie Belle was up, Rarity would have breakfast ready for the both of them, something that didn't require cooking, of course. The fashionista smiled to herself. Today perhaps she and Sweetie would go for a walk in the park, and maybe even visit the ice cream shop. For the young filly's benefit only, of course. After all, little ponies all have to grow up someday, and despite some of her younger sister's more exhausting antics, Rarity was in no hurry for that to happen. The mare's hoofs shuffled across the kitchen's tiled floor, the edges of her silky robe skimming against the smooth surface below.
"Cereal,"
she thought, opening a cupboard.
"I think that'll do nicely."
Author's note: please direct your grammar and spelling corrections to PM. Thank you.
It is once again time for comment time with me, Luna, the comment kitty. Like and subscribe so that my can openers can buy me more amazing toys and treats. Sometimes I allow them to buy some food and stuff for themselves too, but only after I had my own share first. Also don't forget the merch store and the Patreon in the description down below. That way you can get stuff earlier or support the channel and get amazing merchandise. Not much going on in this story, but that is also kind of its charm. We all have our going to bed rituals, and everyone has instances as a child when they were scared of dreams and crawled either into their parents' or an older sibling's bed for comfort. I know I love sleeping with Mama and Papa. Though, for some reason, They really don't like it when I put my behind in their face. Now go away, there is a treat with my name on it.